Hey, welcome to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. The Ghost Trick LP went pretty well aside from some scheduling issues, so I think I'm probably going to release this one a week instead of two. I think that'll be a little bit more sustainable. Also, there's a long-ass game, so I expect it to take a long-ass time to record. Rather give myself that breathing room of one a week. But anyway, also going to cut this up a little differently. Going to do big recording sessions and cut it up. You don't need to know about that. You're here for the game. I'm here with the same two co-voices as last time, Steak and Ben.
Hello.
Do you want to say hi?
Hi, I'm Steak.
Liar. Anyway, this game's British. I mean, not really, but it has British in it, so... You mean select adventure?
Our character is from Japan and goes to Britland.
Can I just start the wrong episode? Apparently I can. Okay, let's not do that.
No, you told me
Yeah.
should. Let's play it out of order.
Ooh.
Akari.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation.
They brought
The
hamburgers.
revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
I saw a post the other day that was like, don't judge Americans for keeping their shoes on indoors. They need to keep them on to quickly, if they need to quickly go get hamburger. Don't be culturally insensitive. Or something like that.
That one guy's head was amazing.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
We play as the
Poor
killer this
murderer.
time.
Clearly. So I don't have like a full list of who everyone's voicing. I think I had a few ideas. Let me actually check. I might just have like a file lying around here or something that I've...
The adventure of the Great Departure.
Oh, I do actually. I have a few. Okay.
I don't know what he sounds like though.
He's gonna be the protagonist, so give him a voice you're gonna be comfortable doing for the whole game. You could just do your normal voice.
Then you won't know when I'm speaking out of character.
That's a good point. I don't know, just do like a very light British or something. I don't know, because everyone in this game's fucking British, so we're gonna have to do a lot more mixing it up.
Still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate?
Ah! What?
Oh, no, nothing.
Save your glares, murderer.
Sorry. I didn't mean to kill him. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Did I get that right? I'm
Yeah, I think so.
a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident.
You could probably just do the anime dub thing of just being like, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Like, it'll be fine, no one cares. Up to you.
Ryunosuke.
No, that's a bit much.
Now here I am, awaiting my trial.
I don't know who
That's
said
enough.
this. Oh, that's
Oh,
Ben.
that wasn't me.
No. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer.
And who are you?
I'm the man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today.
Oh, I thought it was
Lawyer?
part of the Wyndham.
Yes. Until the judge has given a verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue.
Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet.
And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave.
It's my anti-gravity headband.
Right, Ryunosuke?
I like the perpetual wind blowing this guy's headband.
Yeah. It's so good.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. Gomenasai.
What are you apologizing to me for?
Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. Really, Kazuma,
Really,
I never meant to drag you
Kazuma.
into this. I'm sorry.
There you go again, apologizing. Just like always.
I spelled apologize the British way. Ah,
Well, I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days.
I'm famous?
Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student.
Oh, that was bad.
Obviously. You didn't actually do it, did you?
Well, of course not. You have to believe me, I didn't do it.
Let me look at the options. It's the same options, never mind.
I could never murder someone.
There's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high.
This is Ace Attorney, there's nothing straight about it. You mean...
I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke.
I'm glad I'm the main character so I don't have to say his name correctly.
Ben, you said it fine.
Yeah.
Kazuma Asugi, my best friend. Also in his second year at Yume University. Whoa. He's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive considering he's still an undergraduate.
It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway.
Was he narrating out loud?
Apparently.
My qualifications don't mean much, yet.
He said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Flashback. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to study abroad at last.
No, I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court.
So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you. And proud, as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple.
I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes.
You're gonna swim yourself, aren't you? Heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too.
Then come with me. We have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together.
How naughty. If only it were that simple.
Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better get going.
Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. And if I finish your tea?
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in the English class tomorrow then, partner.
Partner.
He probably did say that. That's my guess.
Straight after that.
How many times do you have to tell you? There's nothing straight about this. Hang on.
Professor, I didn't know you were coming.
Let's see. It won't be me. Let's also get this onto Steak, I guess.
I have a fluffy thing. Well, this case has personal significance to me. Never mind that for now. Asugi. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers.
His Excellency's chambers? Why?
As I said so, you bitch. I was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man?
Yeah, right, there's a lot of text in this game.
I feel as though I've seen him at university before.
I see. I'll go at once then.
I shall accompany you.
Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom.
Yes. Thanks, Kazuma. Ellipses. Ellipses. Ugh, this is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry? You must be the defendant. Yunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Eugene Mikotoba, professor of forensic medicine at Yuma University. Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asugi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asugi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. It's not that great. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that the permission will be revoked. Never granted again. What? And then we'll kill him. Ah, as I suspected, you were unaware of this. I really hope you didn't do it. I had a feeling Asugi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade him to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear it. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. It's more exciting if I don't tell you beforehand.
Sure.
But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right. So, as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must do a happy dance. You must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. Getting married. I do? But will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not.
Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once.
Ah, it would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asugi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours.
What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway.
You have to be mad. This is it. This trial goes badly. Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. But Kazuma's dreams are more important. So, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance to prove my innocence, a trial that would decide my destiny. So this is a courtroom.
That's me. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power.
Don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there.
Powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial.
Secret trial?
A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public, or military and government officials may attend.
What? But why?
It'll become clear in time, but for now,
I wanted no one tell me anything.
you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin.
I want to spaz out.
Oh boy.
Excellent designs.
This judge will also be Steak.
The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency.
As is the defense.
Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate.
It's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself.
Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Shit, what was I supposed to say? Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. Then, if I say I do, need to answer quickly. What should I do? Wait and see.
Interesting. Oops.
Yes, specifically in slot 2.
I thought I was targeting the one before it.
I'm curious what happens with wait and see, but
What do we think Ryunosuke would do?
Well, he's definitely not answering quickly.
I just want to see what happens when you say wait and see.
Okay.
Probably just kick you back, but it'd be funny. Kazuma is the lawyer here. I can't defend myself. If I said I do, it would be tantamount to lying. I've been accused of murder, for goodness sake. This is no time for lies. Excellent logic.
I have to stop fidgeting, Ryunosuke. It's distracting.
But if I don't say I'll defend myself now, things could end very badly for my friend.
Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. And I'm standing here beside the defendant. I hope it's clear who will advocate.
Just yes. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. Will be what?
Oh, okay. So it literally does not matter.
Yeah.
I mean, I figured as much.
Yeah. What are you playing at, Ryunosuke?
Professor Mikotoba told me everything just now before the trial.
He did what?
So that your dreams of studying abroad will be dashed if you were to lose.
How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get
Phrasing!
Phrasing, yeah. Ooh.
No, it's not that, really. It's just that I would rather do that in private. On the off chance that things...
Oh, shit.
The off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't better be the reason that you...
Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in.
Can he defend himself if he's not an actual lawyer yet?
Anybody has the right to defend themselves under
okay.
like legal systems. It's just usually a bad idea.
Yeah.
Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial.
So anybody can advocate for themselves. What a lawyer has is certification to advocate for somebody else on their behalf.
Well, does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel, really?
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent. He's confident he can speak for himself. I fucking love Ryunosuke's like eyes twitching. Isn't that
Swing
so,
bullets.
Naruhodo-san?
Oh, yes, exactly. Yeah, awake. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank.
I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered.
That's all I know how to do.
Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed.
As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean?
Question your ability to do the job.
Well, he can't be questioning more than I am. Hi, Matthew.
That's Rati.
So let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes! My answer is yes. I didn't ask yet. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. That's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I'd care to remember. Wait. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again?
Ryunosuke.
That's my name.
Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank?
You know me so well.
All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record.
But I can't even find that.
Yeah, let me add it to your UI.
Simple. You can access the court record with the press of R.
What the fuck are you talking about?
If you find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there.
Just have to press R for the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose. This is the list of... Oh.
This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try searching to people instead with R.
Oh no, you can present people again?
You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press B to go back.
I guess we're just checking it. Presenting.
Ah, here we go. John H. Wilson.
Oh, it's
The victim
Iris'
of the-
dad?
Yeah, in the Japanese version, this was John Watson.
Oh. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now, you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press X to present. Try it now.
I like the yes.
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson.
Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university.
So Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago.
Indeed. Which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. So most of you will be aware we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations.
Can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. Fee Fi Fo Fum. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor?
Oh, no honor, sir.
Shit.
I didn't do it.
Why?
I forgot to turn streamer mode back on, so I just got a Discord notification in the video.
No.
Is the message important? No. Okay.
This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. It means you should skip all the text.
In other words, our feudal government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. That's
Scapegoat simulator. That's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it?
exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman.
Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. Nationalities and treaties won't get any difference for me here. Fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime.
Oh dear, look at the time, I'd better be going.
Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer.
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner.
But actually him. British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Thinking sure is incredible. Wait. I've seen that man in university. I know he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. I have a feeling I'll kidnap his daughter at some point. I went over to the professor's table. Introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency! How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? By dying. State before the court the cause of death.
Death is the #1 cause of death.
By dying?
Cause of death? Well, obviously, that was,
Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence.
my evidence is I made it the fuck up. Evidence? How?
Find the piece of evidence that shows the person's cause of death and select present. Do it now! Cause of death, single bullet. Okay. Yes!
Well, shot him. According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma.
Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it.
Sorry, yes, that's right. The, post-mortem report.
In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer really inspects the body and draws conclusions that way.
Yoshi's autopsy-turvy. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later.
Yoshi's autopsy turvy, that's good.
This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime.
Oh, fancy schmancy. Oh.
Steak.
You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range.
Thank you, Counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. When is this set?
It seems
Meiji-era.
like 800-ish.
It's the late
Yeah.
1800s. It's just before the.
Yeah, late.
It's shortly before 1900, or maybe just after. Actually, Vicky's on the throne. I think this is like 1901 or something like that. It's like very, very early 1900s. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's a photographic print. That's something I've never seen before.
Yeah, that was the vibe I was getting.
It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible.
Very, very Murdoch mystery, start saying.
Mm.
Very well. I'm satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Oh.
Certainly, Your Excellency. So without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
This it then.
I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind.
Professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba?
Yes, clearly. Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me, but that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant.
Of course. He was speaking with me before. He simply said, Azuma Asugi must not be the defendant lawyer in this trial.
He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he?
Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Serena.
What have I missed?
The start of the game,
What?
basically just tutorial stuff.
Hey.
Still in tutorial,
Well,
really.
my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control you the cold sweats.
Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first.
Oh, it's a waiter.
Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please.
Let's give this to... yes, this is Ben.
Okay. Boss, my name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the waiter in a Western-style restaurant called La Carnival.
Oh,
Oh,
That's
are
concerning.
you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, tomato juice.
what? It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me.
Maybe it should. Well, it really, really should.
As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests.
Everyone coughs blood there.
This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery, 3 days ago.
Enjoy them acting like regular words are weird.
I mean, restaurant is a French loanword. Like,
I suppose,
Exactly.
but
and the concept of, like, you go to a place and they have a menu of regular items and you order something from a waiter and they go to the kitchen and they say, this person would like this, and they make it for you like that, and then they bring it to you and you pay, is a relatively modern invention from only
Yeah.
a few hundred years ago. Before that, there were
Yeah,
certainly
exactly.
eateries, but it was like you'd go there and be like, we are cooking this today. And you'd say, I'd like some, please.
It would basically, it'd basically be like,
how I live.
it'd basically be like as a kid where it's like your parents are like, we're making this. This is what's for supper, and you
Yeah.
decide whether you're gonna have that or you're going to not have that.
Yeah.
So is this Japan?
We're in Japan currently,
Yeah.
yeah.
no, it's
Currently
Colombia.
in Japan.
But yeah, so the idea of this place that has, like, multiple things, and you pick what you want, and they make it specially for you, that's pretty modern. And so I'm guessing
Yeah.
Japan didn't really have it before the Meiji era, and that's why they're acting so, like, Oh, it's a restaurant. This Western thing.
Yeah.
Understood. I didn't get to read the line.
Oh, sorry.
Once.
Tsunaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident.
Once, sir.
And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Oh, aspiring maybe, but aspiring?
It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there was only 3 tables still occupied.
That fits in with my memory of it too. There's hardly anyone else in the place.
It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes, I was! Hold on, let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him!
Objection! I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur.
But... The next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, Defendant Naruhodo.
Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back.
Can I borrow your sword?
For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness.
If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim, with a gun in his hand, was the same man we see here in court today?
Yes, without question.
No question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
No. There's no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman, the university student.
Because the killer had moved. Huh? What did he just say? There was no one else around that table.
What's the matter, Ryunosuke?
That's just not right. I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello.
Oh,
There was a woman sitting opposite of him at his table.
really?
Ryunosuke, women aren't people.
That's not something the waiter could have missed. Been one about interjection. Injection? Dejecting, but still, what should I do?
We'll get our chance.
Wait,
This isn't
see.
petty.
We'll get our chance.
Desperately want to say something, but I was told not to interject.
Ryunosuke,
This time it's relevant.
if your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you?
I suppose I am. I'd never have gotten to Yuma University otherwise.
God damn it, guys!
You can't.
Game!
Oh, you can't. What?
Just the game being like, oh, why didn't you pick the option we told you not to?
You can't just always follow the rules in life, you know. If you don't say what you want to say right now, you'll seriously regret when you're found guilty.
Alright, you've scared me. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. Except all the time. There is something I want to say. I'm just going to shut my eyes and say it. Never said that
But
before.
yes.
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection! Dear me, dear me. What are we going to do with you? Your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all?
I'm not. I'm sure of what I saw.
Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No. No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone.
I don't believe it.
I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to. Eh.
Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume.
That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone.
Well, seeing as we can't confirm this, I'm going to throw this piece of evidence out. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence.
Oh, well.
Is there a problem? Send the plan to the court officer at once.
Of course. There you are. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now.
Something suddenly seems to have shaken him. Can we turn it around?
So,
What is
the court has now
pose?
heard a précis of the case. Let's have a look at it.
For the record, I just woke up. Can't stop
Nobody
fucking
asked.
yawning.
Nobody
Yes, sir.
asked.
Can't stop fucking yawning.
Not funny. Didn't
Can't stop
ask.
fucking. Wow. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we're looking at a black and white case here. It's not always black and white. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense. If you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
What do you think I should do, Kazuma?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence?
Well,
Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so is the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this.
As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're going to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it?
Stop making everything about you. Okay, so he was there too that day. Can't he also confirm that there was a lady there?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. If the accused is in fact innocent, the defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence is by whatever means necessary. Are you going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself?
Yes.
Battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. The prosecutor is making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. And Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is.
Can I plead somewhat guilty? Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue with proceedings.
You were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. I can be your angel or your devil, confirmed. Or you or devil. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced. Forever! The prosecution calls its next witnesses.
Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once.
I'd like to plead shorteners guilty.
Yay, the guy with the head.
Oh.
I say like they don't all have heads. I meant his usual head.
Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court.
I
See,
have this witness.
I'm trying to figure out how I want to distribute this. We've got like a military guy and we've got a old man looking at artifacts. Do either of you are you raring to voice either of these?
I be old man.
Okay.
That works for me.
Huh? What'd you say?
I said that works for me.
Okay. And I guess I'll.
The departed
No.
Imperial Army Sergeant. Yeah, yes and no, sir. Reporting for duty, sir.
Yes, knows.
A yes and it's supposed to be like a yes sir, no sir.
Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District. Curio Korekuta, at your service.
Curio.
Curio collector.
Antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question.
They must be the diners at the other table on the way I mentioned.
Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon. And not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. I can't understand a word the old man is saying. Okay, I have to be more weird.
I think it's just his vocabulary.
Okay.
He's an antique dealer. And it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele.
Right, I see. Although, to be honest, Sergeant looks more like he can be a seller rather than a buyer.
Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir!
I'm gonna BRB.
There was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir!
This man is as impossible to understand as the other. I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said.
So, this is decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is clear that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead.
Yes.
You okay, Ben?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm fine. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable?
Am I feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. We'll state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred.
Sir, yes, sir! Standing by to ready to report, sir!
Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. Is he vibrating?
I'm suggesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a technical discussion with the old man.
Saying ingesting instead of eating. There's something about that. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden courier to the military gentleman.
For that precise moment, a firearm was discharged! I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes! The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian! And from the back, the cowardly little weasel!
Oh, the back, huh?
No.
I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously abandoned precious curio.
It actually says absconded.
Oh. Oh, whatever. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. Saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim.
Yes, sir! Further, sir! That wicked university cadet, sir! The cruel and unforgivable enemy!
I have a knife now. Times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. But this is ridiculous! I didn't shoot anyone!
That's really true, Ryunosuke.
I thought you said you believed in me. Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I had said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. And when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, bang.
Oh. Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was.
So for the record, this is basically the gimmick of this particular game. A lot of Ace Attorney games will add a gimmick. This one, relatively understated. It's just multiple witnesses will testify at the same time, and this happens a lot.
Oh. Well, that's boring.
Ace Attorney Double Dash.
Well, this one focused less on the fancy gimmicks and more on just trying to make some good cases. And from what I can tell, people seem to like the writing and the mysteries in this game. So.
Yes.
Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses.
I don't want to. Cross-examine.
Do it now.
As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty.
I believe once you're in England, there's also a jury.
Yeah. That's kind of a similar thing. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice.
Certainly. The testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this trial. Yes! What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? He's raising his hand, don't you see? I mean, the defense demands its right to cross-examination.
Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
Huh? How did he know? All I can see is
The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection! Oh, that was you.
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant.
Kazuma is so commanding.
I love Kazuma.
Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses.
Wait, was Kazuma the name of the older brother in Gurren Lagann?
No, that was, shit, I should know this. Cod is someone.
Was Ka
Yeah,
the
I don't know,
snake?
whatever.
Kamina?
Kamina, that's it. I was gonna say
Okay.
Kamiya, and I'm like, no, that's Hideki Kamiya, the game dev. Yeah, Kamina.
Blocked.
Okay. Damn. Okay. Cause Kazuma's character design vaguely reminds me of him.
Yeah, I can see it, I guess.
Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke.
But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination.
Isn't it obvious? You expose the lies in the witness' statements.
How?
You didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier said to be a lie.
Yes, but
It is a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence.
wait. Evidence. What's that again?
All you do is present a decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying.
So what's an airport?
Let's go, Ryunosuke! Don't let them beat you!
Okay, I'll beat myself. Wait. All right then. It's all or nothing.
I like that. He slammed his hands the
Oh,
same way,
that's
and then it didn't make a noise. He's like, or it made a really quiet noise. He's like, well, how do I make it make a noise?
Yeah, it's so good.